I'm going to start reviewing WWE programming for now on. So we're going to start with the March 2nd episode of Smackdown. Let's get started. So the show starts off and Sheamus cuts a promo mid-ring talking about his first world title reign and how it changed him, much like it changed Daniel Bryan, and how he became a different person. Good promo, seemed very heartfelt, unscripted, and just natural. Sheamus is pretty good at giving promos, and that's not very common for a big man. But Sheamus, as I've explained, is more than a big man in WWE. He's one of the few good ones. Anyway, Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero interrupt. Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus start their matchup, and Ziggler, even though losing this matchup looked very impressive, Booker T knocks him for some reason and says that he's still an up-and-comer and he's still trying to find his niche, trying to make like he's inexperienced or something. He's been world champion already. Yeah, controversial reign, nevertheless. He was world champion, Booker, so, you know, go figure. Anyway, Sheamus picks up the victory with the white noise, but Ziggler doesn't look like much of a loser. And I don't know what Ziggler's plans are for WrestleMania, but hopefully they're good ones and better than last year. Anyway, Teddy Long and John Laurinaitis get into a scuffle backstage, and Teddy Long ends up putting David Otunga in a matchup with the Great Khali on Raw, because Teddy Long is going to be the GM of Raw next week, and John Laurinaitis, in exchange, is going to be the GM of SmackDown. I don't know what Teddy Long's weird obsession with putting big men against smaller wrestlers is, but he is continuing it since the days when he used to do that with The Undertaker. Remember The Undertaker? Annoying, sick of Teddy Long. He's been there for too long. Time to, unseat that fucking bastard already. Heath Slater and Santino Marella. This matchup was put on SmackDown because on Raw, Heath Slater knocked Santino Marella's cups down because he was trying to hit them with a sock. Yeah, that's what Santino Marella does. He hits people with a sock now. That's how he wins his matches, and that's how he won his match against Heath Slater tonight. Yeah. Anyway, did I mention that Santino Marella replaced Randy Orton in the Elimination Chamber and he's hitting people with socks? That's his gimmick. Anyway, let's forget about that. Heath Slater, my God. Talented former tag champ, but god damn, he is a fucking jobber, and he's the lowest man in total poll. How long do you think before this guy gets released? It can't be too far off. Anyway, Natalya and Eve Torres argue backstage. Natalya doesn't like the way that Eve has treated Zack Ryder, and how she said that she was using him. So Natalya farts on Eve. Yeah, anyway, they have a matchup, and Eve picks up the victory with a schoolboy roll-up. Natalya farts on people, just like Santino hits people with socks. Okay, anyway, Cody Rhodes comes down to the ring and recaps the Big Show's embarrassing WrestleMania history, like when he lost to a sumo wrestler and a boxer at previous WrestleManias. My God, I think it's funny when WWE makes fun of themselves because, Vince McMahon hired the Big Show to be the most dominant performer in WWE, and he makes a fool out of him at WrestleMania. But Teddy Long comes down and gives the Big Show his biggest match in years at WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes. So Cody Rhodes and the Big Show are now scheduled for WrestleMania. Not too thrilled about that matchup, but maybe Cody Rhodes can carry into a decent matchup. I'm a fan of Cody Rhodes, so maybe he could do us that favor. The Big Show and Mark Henry had their 113th matchup, and the Big Show kicks out of the World's Strongest Slam and hits Mark Henry in the WMD, picks up the victory. Slow, lethargic, boring. This feud has nowhere to go. Big Show picked up a clean victory over Mark Henry. A slow, horrible performance from two of WWE's worst wrestlers. Just end this fucking feud already. Just fucking end it, please. Drew McIntyre and Justin Gabriel. It's almost like they forgot about the storyline when Teddy Long told Drew McIntyre that if you keep losing out there, you're gonna get fired. They finally remembered after 20 fucking weeks or so of Drew McIntyre losing constantly in his matches that he's going to get fired, because Teddy Long fires Drew McIntyre after he loses to Justin Gabriel tonight after getting hit with the 450 splash. Fucking finally. I just wanted some closure to this storyline already, because it's annoying seeing this guy lose every single week. And when it's part of a storyline, you're not even paying attention to the storyline, and it's not even progressing. But it finally did. I don't know if this is an excuse to get rid of Drew McIntyre, like they're going to release him in real life or not. I don't know if that's just a kayfabe firing. But anyway, Justin Gabriel deserves to be pushed, I should mention, because he's very impressive in the ring. And he really seems like he's been going nowhere in the WWE. Stop that. Put him in a good matchup at WrestleMania. Get that guy's career started in the right direction. Restart his career since he broke off from the Nexus. He deserves it. Because he's a hard worker. Anyway, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan for the main event here. Very, very good matchup here, while it lasted. Short, but good. And it shows that this could be a very viable contender for a pay-per-view matchup in the near future. I would love to see if Daniel Bryan holds on to the title at WrestleMania, if he ends up fighting Randy Orton, because that could be a very big draw, because I think that's a matchup that a lot of people want to see. A nice, decently long matchup between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. Anyway, they battled to a count out, and with Daniel Bryan picking up the victory, because Kane comes down and starts brawling with Orton at ringside, distracting him, and he ends up getting counted out. Looks like this is going to be a WrestleMania matchup. Not too thrilled with that one either. I'm tired of Kane. He took off his mask. He's putting it back on again. He's got the long hair again that's attached to the mask. That doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm getting sick of Kane. WWE doesn't really even know where they're going with Kane. It's not even like he's going for a title or anything. He's just wandering in WWE still. He's just wandering around, getting into a random feud with Randy Orton. I think Orton deserves better for WrestleMania. Anyway, John Laurinaitis and David Otunga are watching the action from a monitor in the back, and Laurinaitis makes his first official matchup for next week on SmackDown. You know what that matchup is? Oksana, which is Teddy Long's girlfriend, versus Kane. Is this really the type of matchup that you want to have leading up to WrestleMania? I thought WWE was done doing these divas versus the male superstars. Against Kane, are you fucking serious? A decent night of action and build up. It could have been better. But why was the most time was dedicated to the inevitable Laurinaitis Teddy Long matchup at WrestleMania? It's almost like they didn't learn. Stop putting non-wrestlers on the card at WrestleMania. How about what happened with Michael Cole and the King? That was a disaster last year that nobody was into, and now they're going to do it again. Oh my God. I can't handle shit like that. Anyway, I'll see you for Raw.